It was an ordinary September morning in North Codorus Township, Pennsylvania, a quiet farming community where rolling fields stretch for miles, and life moves at a steady, peaceful rhythm. But on September 17, 2025, peace shattered. What began as a routine law enforcement operation turned into one of the deadliest shootouts in recent Pennsylvania history. 3 officers dead, 2 critically wounded, in a farmhouse transformed into a war zone. This is the story of the North Codorus Township mass shooting. A story of bravery, tragedy, and a chilling question. How did it come to this? North Codorus Township sits just a few miles west of Spring Grove. It's farmland, dotted with barns, silos, and modest farmhouses. But one farmhouse, an aging, isolated property, had drawn the attention of authorities. Inside lived a man in his 40s. To neighbors, he was quiet, distant. Some described him as a recluse. Others whispered about his obsession with firearms, particularly his AR-15 style rifle. To law enforcement, he was more than a curiosity. He was a wanted man. On the morning of September 17, 2025, law enforcement assembled. Officers from multiple agencies gathered to serve an arrest warrant. Their mission was clear: take the suspect into custody without incident. They had done this countless times before. But that day, the suspect was ready. He wasn't planning to surrender. He was preparing for war. Just after dawn, officers moved in. The farmhouse was surrounded. Then, the crack of gunfire split the air. The suspect, armed with his AR-15 style rifle, unleashed a barrage of bullets from inside the house. Officers scrambled for cover. Windows shattered. The rural silence was replaced with chaos. Within seconds, 2 officers fell, struck by gunfire. Others returned fire, desperately trying to reach their wounded colleagues. But the suspect had the high ground, and every doorway, every window became a deadly trap. For nearly an hour, the gunfire continued. Officers called for backup. Ambulances and SWAT units rushed to the scene. But the farmhouse had become a fortress. 3 law enforcement officers would not survive that day. 2 more were badly wounded. Their brothers and sisters in blue fought desperately to pull them out of the line of fire. Inside the house, the suspect showed no sign of surrender. His rampage was calculated. He had barricaded himself in, ready to fight until the end. As the standoff reached its peak, law enforcement made their move. A tactical assault was launched. Officers stormed the farmhouse, determined to end the bloodshed. The suspect unleashed one last round of gunfire before being fatally shot. When the smoke cleared, the farmhouse was riddled with bullet holes. Blood stained the grass outside, and a community was left reeling from a tragedy that felt more like a battlefield than a quiet Pennsylvania morning. By the end of that day, 3 brave officers had made the ultimate sacrifice. 2 more were fighting for their lives. The suspect, armed, defiant, and dangerous, was dead. News of the massacre spread quickly. Local residents locked their doors, fearful and stunned. Memorials began to appear. Flowers, flags, handwritten notes, placed outside police stations and along rural roads. And investigators began the grim task of piecing together what led to the bloodshed. Why did the suspect open fire that day? Was it paranoia? Hatred of law enforcement? A refusal to face justice? Investigators may never fully understand his mindset. But what is clear is the price paid. Families torn apart. Children left without fathers. A community scarred forever. And for the officers who responded that day, the haunting echoes of gunfire will never truly fade. The North Codorus Township shooting will be remembered as one of Pennsylvania's darkest days. A tragic reminder of the dangers law enforcement faces every time they put on the badge. 3 officers went to work that morning, never to return home. Their sacrifice will not be forgotten. This was not just a news story. It was a tragedy that left an entire town asking, how could this happen here? Thank you for watching. If you want to hear more true crime stories filled with mystery and suspense, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, behind every headline lies a human story.